My wife must. I must discover if large size truly counts. You'll never know. Don't worry. Start. I simply replied, okay. The following week, when she returned from girls' night out, her expression stilled in shock when she saw who opened the door. I didn't flinch when she said it. Her mouth curled with that smug slight smile, eyes measuring me like a child dangling a match over gasoline. I must discover if large size truly counts. You'll never know. Don't worry. I stared at her. No anger, no tears, just silence. And a single word that sealed everything. Okay. We'd been together 7 years. I loved her with the sort of devotion that bends a man's spine and reshapes his world. I offered her loyalty, stability, a home she never had to doubt. She gave me laughter, warmth, the illusion of safety. Or perhaps that's what I told myself as I watched her laugh with her friends, as I trusted her girls' nights without hesitation. But the truth is, her words that night weren't a slip. They were a confession, a taunt, a dagger sharpened before my eyes. At first, the pain was white-hot, like a brand searing my chest. Then it cooled, hardened. Pain calcified into something sharper. Clarity. Her words weren't careless. She wanted me to know she was stepping out. She wanted me powerless, small. But I am not small, and I do not break. It didn't take long. The phone left unlocked one night on the kitchen counter. Her messages glowed like a neon sign. Can't wait for tonight. He'll never know. LOL. Bigger is always better. Every line burned, but I kept reading. Screenshot. Save forward to my private email. I wasn't chasing confirmation anymore. I was gathering ammunition. Her so-called girls' nights weren't cocktails and gossip. They were motel rooms and strangers. And each secret she thought she hid, I catalogued in silence. Anger screams. Revenge whispers. I chose whispers. Step 1, lock down finances. Joint accounts quietly redirected. Passwords changed. My paycheck routed to a separate account she knew nothing about. Step 2, evidence, screenshots, hotel receipts, phone records, enough to crush her in any courtroom. Enough to ensure she'd leave with nothing but regret. Step 3, timing. I didn't want an explosion. Explosions end quickly. I wanted a slow collapse, a stage so perfectly set that when the curtain dropped, she wouldn't just lose me. She'd lose the image of herself she clung to so tightly. That next week, she strutted out for girls' night in her tight black dress, heels clicking like a countdown. I waited, calm, patient. My plan was already in motion. By the time she returned, the locks were changed. The door she thought would open to her safe little home no longer belonged to her. But I wasn't gone. I was waiting. When she knocked, I opened, and beside me stood her mystery man, only not the one she expected. It was her father, the man she adored, respected, feared disappointing above all else. I had called him earlier that evening, sent him everything, screenshots, proof, the truth she thought buried under perfume and lies. The shock on her face when she saw him standing in my living room, eyes filled with fury, shame, disappointment, was the masterpiece I had painted stroke by stroke. Care to explain, he asked her, his voice low, deadly calm. Her mouth opened. Nothing came out, just a strangled gasp, mascara already smudging as the reality sank in. She turned to me, desperate. I simply met her gaze, steady, unflinching. No yelling, no pleading, just silence that screamed louder than any words. Her father dropped the envelope of printed screenshots onto the table. The sound echoed like a gunshot. Her world collapsed right there in the doorway of the home she no longer had a key to. The next days moved fast. Divorce papers filed, evidence attached. Friends who once envied her perfect marriage suddenly saw the cracks, the rot beneath her glitter. Her father cut her off financially, disgusted. Her friends pulled back, whispers of her betrayal spreading faster than she could contain. The man she cheated with already vanished. He was never hers, just a momentary thrill. And me, I walked away clean, money secure, reputation intact, a future free of poison. She wanted to know if size mattered. It did. Not the size she thought, not physical, not carnal, but the size of patience, the size of silence, the size of a man's resolve when pushed too far. She mistook my quiet for weakness. She mistook my calm for smallness. And now, as she stands alone, stripped of respect, security, and the mask she wore so proudly, she finally understands. I was never small. I was always more than she could handle. And when I closed the door that night, her stunned face burned into memory. I realized something. Revenge isn't about rage. It's about control. And I never lost mine.